Okay. Turn the volume up. Hold on. Okay. This is me with no makeup on. Okay. Something's weighing on me. And I typically don't like to speak on these kinds of things because it's not really what my channel's about. You know what I mean? I forgot to put my filter on to hide my ready for the drinking game melasma. Every time I say melasma, you take a shot. I don't know. What do you think covers it better? Or does that make it stand out more? What do you think? This is what I usually use. Or natural. I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I really don't care. Okay. So I'm really good at biting my tongue, and I'm really good at not speaking on things, especially when I think that perhaps it won't help the situation, or I don't know. A lot of you know that I have become friends slash acquaintances with truthfully Trisha. I love her to death. I really, really, really do. And I don't co-sign everything she does. I want you to know that. Everything that I say here, I tell her. I'm not talking behind her back with anybody. You know what I mean? She, how I feel is how I feel, and she knows how I feel. She probably doesn't like how I feel and doesn't always agree with everything that I tell her. Probably doesn't want to hear half the shit that I have to say most of the time. I don't blame her. I've been there. So, we're going to address everything. I'm going to address everything. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth her. I'll never do that. I don't care. If you're here to see me be like, you guys were so right about her, you can leave now, because that's not what's going to happen. Absolutely not. Hi, Stacy, my love. So with the performance last night, was it the performance? Yeah, it was last night. Do I believe it was a performance? Let's go there. Well, one, she told me that it was, and in all honesty, I could be 50-50 on it. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. She's told me I will give her the benefit of the doubt and say that it was an act. At least some of it was, not everything. She had been drinking, and she knows how I feel about her drinking. I don't like watching her when she's drinking. I don't like. I am not allowed to say anybody's alcoholic. I'm not. That's not my position. The person has to come up with that. What is it? Conclusion themselves. I can't just be like, you're an alcoholic. I've told her that I think she needs to go to rehab, and I really do believe that. Whether it's like rehab for her mental illness or rehab for her alcoholism, or just she needs kind of like, what is it? Like a reset. She was doing so well. Do I think she's a battered wife and gets beaten every day by Sean? No. And I don't think she said that ever. As far as I know, she's never said that. So that's where I'm kind of like confused. She's mentioned a time that had happened in the past, with physical altercation. And I think the night of their little meltdown when he had to leave and yada yada, she was drinking. And, perhaps she was triggered and started getting really, hit me dramatic type, I mean, I think what it is I understand her so much because I'm bipolar and I'm in recovery, and I see so much of her in myself. Well, my old self. Let me just put that out there, um, because I was a mess, y'all, and I see her. I see someone that's really hurt. I'm not saying that makes her behavior okay. I'm not saying I'm co-signing it. um, you know what I mean? I'm not like, dude, that's totally cool what she did last night. Right on. Because I was really worried. And I let her know that. I let her know, like, hey, I was really worried. Like, next time you want to do performance art, like, let some of us know. Like, at least, that way we're not, like, worrying about you and thinking you're bringing random ass men into your home. Like, that's scary as shit. um, I hope to God that that portion of it was a bit of an act. I would like to think it was. Um, hmm. There are two sides to every story. Um, and that is why I'm not picking sides in this fight. I think I've grown to love um, Trisha and Sean, but if I were to be forced to pick, obviously I'd pick Trisha. Like if she said, "Don't talk to him" or something, 'cause it's her ex, like. You know what I mean? Like if she had a problem with me, like on Twitter, like if she had a problem with us our interactions, and it made her feel uncomfortable, I would back off and I would probably, unfollow, etc. But she's never said anything to me in that respect. Um, Although she showed me recently, I don't know about this Cali girl, and she's like, well, I'm just showing the truth. And she's one of those ones that are obsessed with Trisha and then have to freaking film everything she does and put it out there. I, for one, know how annoying that is to have that happen to you. When someone films you when you're not at your best and then they just put it on there to create revenue for themselves or to give their channel clout. I think it's disgusting. Um, I personally would have a problem if my husband was talking to a bunch of women that wanted to see me crash and burn. That would be a problem for me. Um, I do see this pattern of behavior that she pushes people away. Um, I'm aware of it. You know what I mean? She's pushed me away a time or two. Um, and I back off. It is what it is. You can't help somebody that doesn't want help. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, like last night I was in her chat chiming in when she gets in her moods and her bipolar comes through. And by the way, this is my stance. If you're bipolar, I don't think you should be drinking. I mean, everybody's bipolar is different, so that's not like 99.9% of y'all. Oh, hi, babe. I couldn't sleep. I had to speak on something that was bugging me. Um, like, I think people with severe mental health issues should not be consuming any kind of drug or alcohol that's going to um, free their inhibitions, um, be a downer or upper, because it's going to highlight your mental illness. And this is coming from someone, again, I'm bipolar, I have PTSD. Um, I'm speaking from experience, from my experience. Hello from Dallas. Hello, Eric and Michelle. My babe missed it. You sound better. I'm getting better, Amber Sue. Stacy. Hey, girl, I'm back. I'm so happy you're back. You've seen a little of what's been going on. Well, I think she has this persona and it protects her. You know what I mean? Um, It pushes people away and it protects her. I see a really, really hurt person right now on both ends. I think they're both, Sean and Trisha are both extremely hurt. And so they're both doing things that, if you were once a married couple, or you still are technically, and my personal opinion is there needs to be a line of contact. You guys need to be discussing this, not letting it unfold on YouTube. That goes for both of you, not just Sean or not just Trisha. It goes for both y'all. Like, obviously aligning yourself with her haters and um that kind of jazz isn't really the best idea in my opinion. Um like, that's probably the worst thing you could possibly do. And also telling her, spouting off on and saying all these things about him and what have you. I'm not going to get into detail because it's gross. I mean, it's what someone says when they're hurt. And let's be honest, well, what bipolar people say when they're hurt and drinking. Like, um, I don't think everything she's saying is 100% a blatant lie or 100% a blatant act. I think there's more to it than that. And only he and she really know the real truth, you know what I mean? And that's where us, the viewer, you and I, or whoever watches her, you know, kind of have to come up with our own conclusions. I'm going off what she's told me. So I'm going to believe what she tells me. As far as I know, she's never lied to me before. I've never, like, like, I don't think she's a battered wife. I don't think Sean, like, beats her ass every fucking day. Obviously, that's not the case. I think maybe in the beginning of their relationship, there was a physical altercation that had happened. And that night when she was drinking wine, she got triggered, and went back there, went back to that place that, and kind of like when you're manic, it's hard to like step outside of a certain perspective or thought processes, or if something triggers you, you get stuck in it. It's hard to get out of. It's a lot like PTSD. Because you keep replaying it back in your head over and 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 over. And that's what I could see what was happening. Like, as far as I know, there was that one instance in the past and that door instance or something about a door. But I think she calls him Ike, and kind of to be ironic and to be a bit of a bitch and be throwing digs and kind of, again, she's hurt. Like, hurt people. But I just think we need to put our adult pants on and grow up a little bit. YouTube, oh my gosh, YouTube's kind of a shitty place. It can be toxic. It can be not the safest space for people, especially with mental illness. And to let kind of random strangers into your life, like fueling the fire, and on both sides, not just one or the other. You have two sides to the story, okay? And on each side, they have people doing this in their ears, right? And honestly, I don't think they're good for each other. I don't think that they should get back together. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that there needs to be a communication. There needs to be a middleman, a psychiatrist, a therapist, or something to translate to each other what needs to be spoken. Because, in all honesty, they're going to be married for the next year. So, like, y'all need to figure some shit out and not play this whole, like, I'm talking to your haters and you're a batterer. Like, it's just, Last night made me worry. It made me scared. And I will always be here for her. She knows that. I think everybody knows that by now. Um, I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm not saying she does nothing wrong. I'm not co-signing the performance last night because it hurt me. You know, I was frightened for her. I was scared for her. I was worried. She knows that, and she apologized, actually. She, computer. Hi, I usually don't speak on this shit. You know what I mean? I love Trisha. And I love when she is being herself, like her true self. I don't like when she puts on this performance, and I don't like when she like plays these games, and like I don't like to see her hurting, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone that's mentally ill and hurting really bad and drinking. Like, even for a normie, just drinking because you're upset isn't good. Like, never mind someone with mental illness and a past history of alcoholism. Admittedly, she's admitted that. That's why she quit for almost that year. And so, my advice to her, which I've already told her, is I think she needs to get into a facility. Because this whole break from YouTube coming back thing that you've done roughly 20 times, I think. I could be wrong. It could be more around like 17. But it doesn't work. It always leads to the same end game, like the same end scenario. And it's not working. She completely lifts my spirits when she's herself, and she's like doing her artwork, and she's like talking about being positive, and she's talking about turning things that are negative into a positive, and she's talking about loving yourself, and when she's truly herself, is what I love about her so much. She's helped me through a lot of dark times. Like, maybe that's part of the reason why I feel like I need to help her so bad. You know what I mean? Because she's helped me personally get through a lot. Like, I genuinely care for her, and I'll never turn on her. And it's just sad, and it's unfortunate. It's a bunch of unfortunate events and a bunch of people outside of it kind of making it worse, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not talking about like Sam Marie checks or anything, but I'm talking about like the haters, like the motherfuckers that like legit want to see herself. Like, they genuinely do. They do. I truly believe that in my heart of hearts, and that's really sick. Yeah, he's like that's. I can't. But everybody asks me like, oh, so, how do you like your friend now? What do you think of your friend now? I'm like, what? She's always been this way. This is not the first time she's had a meltdown on live stream, or even acted as if she was. I mean, this isn't new. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I'm proud that she's going to school. I just wish she could stay. Trisha, you know what I mean? She shouldn't be drinking. I think a lot of this mess wouldn't have happened in the beginning if she just wouldn't drink. I'm being totally honest. Perhaps they would still separate, maybe, even if she didn't drink, but, you know, the she knows how I feel about it. So everything I'm saying right now is not anything new. If she were to come on here and listen, she wouldn't get hurt. Like, you know what I mean? Um, I just want you to know, Trish, that I'm here for you 100%. You have my number. You know what I mean? Reach out. Um, I have faith in you. You're doing good. You have potential to do good on here. But if you can't stop that pattern, like, I'll put my selfishness aside of wanting to watch your channel and say maybe it's not for you. I don't like saying that because I don't want her to go away. That's selfish, though. That's selfish. If she actually really can't be on here for her mental health purposes, like, then she shouldn't. You know what I mean? Um, but I believe she can. I've seen progression. But uh, whenever alcohol's involved, it just crash and burn. Again, this is coming from someone with experience and having bipolar and having substance abuse. So I'm not just talking out of my ass, but I'm not allowed to, as a person in AA, claim that anyone's alcoholic. I'm not supposed to do that. So, that's something that an individual needs to come up. Buy me Giotto. I'm here for her too. Oh, computer. Apparently I missed something. East Coast lady, yes. Michelle Janice fixed our problem. I can see you now. Oh, cool. You guys like live chatting? I think sitting here, talking shit on her isn't. I would never do that. Like, I would never ever do that. Not in a million years. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that see a vulnerable person and they're hurt and they're fucking just losing their shit. And I wouldn't proceed to film that and post it on here. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. I feel sorry for you actually as well. Like, I actually don't feel sorry for you than I do anybody really. The people, those opportunist mother effers that take you when you're downtrodden and they expose it and they think it's funny and they think it's cute. And I have no respect whatsoever for people that do that. I don't care. I just don't. Um, but that's my 2 cents. I've said what I needed to say and what I think I'm seeing. But again, only they know the real truth. You know what I mean? Only they know what really happened. And I think only they can heal themselves, really. I mean, I can give all the advice I can until my face turns blue. If nobody wants to hear what I have to say, it's just going on deaf ears, you know what I mean? And that's cool too. Sometimes people need to figure shit out on their own, you know? And for those of you that saying that this is all an act between the both of them, shame on you. Like, honestly. That's bullshit. That pisses me off more than anything. Like, ugh. But I had to speak on it. I couldn't just keep it inside. You know? I just hope everything ends up turning out good anyway. You know, in the end. It always does. Just try to put yourself in other people's shoes. I've done it on both sides for them, and I'm her number one fan. I'm just kidding. Um, but I still look at both sides, even though I'm her number one fan. You know what I mean? You have to be able to look at both sides in order to, I feel, be able to even chime in on it. I think if you're just being one-sided about everything, you know what I mean, then you're not helping anybody. You're just being a biatch. That's just my 2 cents. But we don't have to like the same people. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree on everything. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying right now. This is my perspective. This is where I'm coming from, what I'm thinking, and how I feel. Um, yeah, it's crazy shit, man. I'm just glad that I don't drink no more. Because you know what? I'd be way worse than that. That ain't shit. I'd be like, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go there. Not going there. But yeah, just prayers, peace, love. Um, don't feed into the fucking drama, people. Don't feed into the bullshit. We're allowed to have our 2 cents on it, I think, because we're invested in it. Especially people that care about them, or her or him. We're allowed to have an opinion on it, yes. But you don't have to proceed to like nitpick and overanalyze and make money off of it. Like, just these people that make money off of people's turmoil. I will never understand that. I will never understand that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of person you got to be to do that. I don't know. I'm actually very grateful that I don't know. Um, yeah. This bitch is not standing down. I'm gonna die. Right, computer? But yeah, I had to get that off my chest because it's been bugging me. Now my melatonin's kicking in, and so I'm gonna go. But just think before you speak, people. Like everybody involved. You know, let's not be children. Well, I love you, Stacy. You are a great friend to her. The only one I can remember from the early days. I have reached out to her over and over, but I'm done now. No worries. I can understand that. Ride or die, bitch is right. No, for real. Me and computer ride or die, okay? Doesn't mean I'm co-signing her. Doesn't mean I'm saying she's right. Like, everyone gets that misconstrued. Like, just because I support her and I'm here for her, that I think every single action she's ever done is good. Like, what? Why do you even say that? That's not even true. Like, what? Um, go away with that shit. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed and dream of puppies and kittens and cute things like that. Watch cute, fun things on YouTube. Some stuff that's gonna de-stress my brain. Like really good stuff. Maybe some meditation is in order. Yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Stay positive. Don't listen to the chitter chatter of the buttholes. Don't listen to the chitter chatter of the buttholes. Like, I love that saying. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I just shared mine. All right, I'm gonna go.